Welcome to Playing for Second. I'm Josh.
I'm Brian.
Hey, I'm Tim.
And today we're going to be playing case number 3 of Here Lies, a game from DVC Games. This is a game about solving murder mysteries. If you are watching this video, my guess is you probably saw case number 2 that we just wrapped up. After talking through case number 2, doing a little post-mortem, if you will, about the case.
Oh, I see what you did there. This guy.
We talked Tim into being the lead investigator because I really think that Tim is going to enjoy that role more than this role.
And I do not. So stay tuned to see which one of us is correct.
And I'm looking forward to trying. So here
There
we
you
go.
go.
He already hates me.
So we're going to let Tim take the lead here.
So we noticed, and this was, I picked up the case, and I was shocked. Number 3, the not suspect. What's the
Victim.
Victim is Big Tim, and the year 1881.
We're gonna call Tim Big Tim from now on.
Big
Right?
Tim.
Obviously,
Okay.
Yeah.
obviously.
All
So
right,
I've got a little story here, but my the lead investigator is Catherine Warren. So it's the person who I had previously. Her quote here: "Simple things are true, yes. So are the complex ones."
Ooh.
Her special ability is revealing additional key evidence in the second round.
All right. I am again playing a Sherlock Holmes.
And I am Dr. Imain Ali, who is a master mortician.
Ooh.
So mine all deals with like the physical state of the body.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, because we really haven't used the actual body
We
on here,
haven't?
but
Yeah.
you can.
Now, again, we've
Yeah.
only done the 2
You're-
intro cases.
You're right.
Right,
We've done
so-
most of the cases, and we have not yet. We are at 6 time this time.
Yes.
Okay.
6 time, 3 rounds.
Cool.
All
You want
right.
to put these off the mat or on the mat?
Yes, off.
Yeah, we put them on when we spend. Pull them closer to you two.
And in this case, we do have 2
Over here.
temporary
goodness.
allies
We do
Temporary
indeed.
allies.
for this case. So that is new for us.
Leon, the tracker, and Professor Salem, the researcher.
All right. And we believe at the end of the discovery phase and inquiry phase, then we get into the check phase. And at that time, the investigators may choose one of those 2 allies and take their action for free.
And their actions are aggressively mediocre. So,
These 2 are. Some of the other ones look
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
better, but yeah.
my boy John Watson had a pretty good one, I think.
All right. You ready?
Let's do it.
do it.
All right.
Take notes now.
I'm going to take notes.
Take notes now.
Don't write boomerang.
Damn it.
I can tell you are intrigued, said Mrs. Warren. I am, said Sherlock. He had not been properly challenged in some time, but he was not truly challenged yet. What? He had not been properly challenged in some time, but he was not truly challenged yet. Okay.
Sherlock.
He looked at the mortician, who continued to keep to herself. How about this, said Mrs. Warren. I have one. Not too far back, out in the West Territories. My aunt's protege solved it at the time. Okay, go ahead, said Sherlock. A cowboy's tale it is.
Ooh.
It is, in a sense, but even scoundrels' tales have twists, said Mrs. Warren. But you may need help. And that's the introduction of the temporary allies. That's it. That's all you got for a
Okay.
for a spiel. There.
That's,
Interesting.
oh, that's enough.
Yeah, very short.
The first-
and I'm still trying to figure out what that sentence meant.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
There's a lot in that sentence.
Yeah. All right, so I need to put out some of these.
Yes, sir.
And some of them we have not used.
All right.
Yeah, so this is going to be our first case where we are using actually 6 of the subject cards. So we will see if that
Man, there's a lot more
increases or
subject
decreases the difficulty.
A lot more subject cards than I thought.
There's a
there
lot
were.
of those
Right?
cards. Yeah.
That's what I thought too. All right, I missed one. So we've
And
got
those are, of course,
that
our
for one.
category mini clue cards.
this for
officially.
2, 3, 4, 5, and
This board is not big enough, though.
Well,
always.
You're not. I don't think you're supposed to put these on the board.
oh, really?
Oh.
You know, for
No,
filming,
we're trying to condense
for
them,
filming
get
it,
on
we're just
there.
trying to
Sure,
condense
sure,
it.
And for me to know which number's which.
Well, you put them like off, just off the side of the board, usually.
I think I nailed that.
I think you're doing great.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how I do it.
Identity, secret, foe's identity. Ooh,
Uh-oh.
somebody's done
Uh-oh.
something they
Yeah.
shouldn't have. Object, weapon, and cause.
Yes, sir.
You got it. So
Okay.
now at this point, I do one of the key evidence
Yes.
for round one.
Yep.
Okay.
This is going to be
Yeah, this
amazing.
this round phase summary is actually really helpful.
Okay.
I relied on that quite a bit when I was
All right.
over there
Investigating Leadley.
as the lead, of course.
Yeah,
yes.
the lead investigator.
Yes. The lead investigator. Yes. So you're saying it was a gunshot?
No.
Well, you're the lead investigator.
Lead
It's
investigator.
a psych quote. Come
Oh,
on, man.
I'm so sorry.
Oops.
Torn fibers.
Torn fibers.
Torn fibers. Yes, and that is the round one key evidence.
Okay. It's
What
1881, so that's
action?
probably some type of spectrum line.
So already we've got.
Cowboy.
Line.
I heard
So
you.
you said-
I ignored you.
Well, I mean, that's not nice. We're in this
Spectrum,
together.
We don't need a monopoly starting here. Okay.
That's fair.
In the little story, it was cowboy and twists.
They also said scoundrel. You didn't write that down.
Scoundrel. I didn't. But torn fibers, Big Tim, 1881. I'm thinking cowboy time here.
Uh-huh.
Twist, maybe like rope, like they're roping cattle or something. That's just where my mind is
Well,
at
you're
right
really, okay.
Just letting you know.
You're really getting after
now.
it.
Sure am. Sure
Okay.
am. All right, so it is now time for our inquiry phase, sir. We've got 6 time.
We
to
do.
spend.
I've got a smattering of costs over here, as do you.
Oh, right here. This is cool. The lead investigator writes a series of consonants in alphabetical order on the back of this card. These are all the consonants from an underlined word. So we get the entire word, but vowels.
You want to get after that?
I don't see why not.
Let's get after
that.
that.
Feels like a good starter.
Get after it.
Polyglot. In need of translation.
Pitter patter, Tim. Let's get at it.
Yeah, and Tim has now informed us that this case, some of the underlined words are actually multiple words potentially.
Yeah.
So that's
First time for
a
that.
change.
First
Yeah.
time for that.
Okay. Series of consonants in alphabetical order on the back of this card. These are all consonants from an underlined word. I'm assuming if this says an underlined word, if it's
One of the
two
red-
words,
I would imagine
it's one
That's-
underlined word.
Makes
That's
sense.
how I would
a
make
key
okay, all right.
term. I
Yeah.
think.
That's
yeah.
yep. Okay.
Yeah. So now you haven't read any of the Sherlock stories or seen the shows, but have you done
Not since high school,
any of
no.
the like Knives Out or Glass Onion? You've seen those?
Love those movies.
Those are very good.
Yeah. Those are real good.
Detective
Yeah.
stories that are quite
Yeah.
good there. And then what about any of the Agatha Christie movies?
Again, read
Or the
read
Orient
an
Express?
Agatha Christie in high school.
Okay.
Haven't seen the movies.
The movies are pretty. I haven't seen the newest one. It looked like a kind of a horror version, but with Kenneth Branagh. And it's Hercule Poirot or whatever. But they're pretty good. Good detective stories are fun.
Yeah. This,
Yeah,
we were talking the other day
we were.
about how they kind of pulled in a lot of fictional and historical
Mm-hmm.
characters into it. It's kind of cool.
I was surprised that Hercule Poirot, and I don't even know if I'm saying that
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
who was Agatha Christie's
Yeah.
investigator, was not one of the
That
choices.
could be in part 2.
That could be in part
An
two.
expansion of some sort.
Part two.
Yeah.
So is it?
Yeah, I see that.
Oh, France.
Yeah.
He's doing so good over there.
getting over
I
there.
think he just erased
so
everything.
I got to write the consonants down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I got to put them in alphabetical order.
Oh, fair.
Oh,
Fair.
alphabetical order, not.
They have to be in
Ooh,
alphabetical order.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not as helpful.
No, it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Unscrambling words without vowels. Yeah. Go out.
Yeah, we're going to do so good. Oh, boy. I just saw how many there were. This is not helpful. Where's that going? I'm just going to write a number on it.
Yeah.
4. Okay.
Perfect, right?
I'm going to rewrite
You
that.
can rewrite it.
Just a little bit.
Just to clarify, that is an L, an S, and an S,
LSS.
LSS.
and those are alphabetized.
Those are alphabetized, of
course.
course.
So-
And that is an object missing
Lasso.
its-
of course. Because
I think
it's
you're
cowboy.
right. I think you're right. We're going to say the word lasso.
Ted Lasso, of course.
We've officially said the word lasso.
You have said the word
Yeah.
lasso.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've said a lot of other words.
Banana,
but yes.
banana,
Yes.
banana.
That's the weapon.
Jackal. It's a jackal.
Weapon. The weapon's going to be banana in one of these cases, and you're going to.
Eventually, yes.
You're
The
welcome.
It
word
might be
banana.
this case.
Cowboys love bananas.
Like a banana lasso.
Cowboys love potassium. It's science. All right.
So that cost 3.
That cost 3. So we have
three
3
times.
left.
buddy.
Yeah, it was expensive, but I feel like that. I feel like that was helpful.
All right. My 3, just in case we're trying to get the big boys out of the way here, is the one where he invents a title for this case by adding 3 words to the back of this card, and then he places it just in the general information.
General information.
God, I may or may not have done that on purpose. You're welcome.
Appreciate you.
Anyway, I don't think we should play that one. Whatever impossible, I do have the lead investigator chooses a word from the story that is not underlined and
like
writes it
that
on the
one.
card.
How much does that one cost?
2.
And then do we have a decent one that we could go with? This one's not bad.
This is the stick figure drawing. I feel like we have
I hate
to
the
make
stick figure. This one, he labels the injuries and then puts X's for pain. So, like, did
Here's
this
the-
lasso get caught around his neck? Did the lasso
Okay,
get caught around
which
his
could
leg?
help. Which could help with the cause,
Right.
Because otherwise,
And this, so this was an object that was involved. It wasn't necessarily the weapon, right? So, like, maybe he didn't die from the lasso, but he was
right,
using the lasso.
Yeah, the object and the weapon, I would imagine, are 2 different things.
Yeah, and don't forget, there's a foe.
There's a foe's
So,
identity.
like,
yeah.
maybe the weapon was a gun. They got into a fight or something.
Now,
over-
okay, you've officially said
a
gun,
lasso.
so we need to be careful with this
Oh,
weapon
good point.
now.
Good point. Good point.
Okay. So do you want to do this one and then do that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll spend 2. Tim, this is the whatever impossible card. So you choose a word from the story that is not underlined, write it on the back, and then you do get to place it.
And Tim, this is 6 time for 3 rounds, right?
6
Is that
time
right?
for 3 rounds.
All right. So this is, we have 1 time left in round 1. I feel like we're doing pretty great. Fairly confident that's lasso.
Lasso.
Right? That's got to be lasso.
Yeah.
And we're also pretty confident that the other 5 have words as well. So
Their words.
they're words. Yeah. Okay. There's a chance he did mention, so we do kind of know that at least one of the words is multiple words,
Yeah.
which could very well be identities, like first and last name kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, it is torn fibers, so
The
something.
job, title, or reputation of the deceased subject.
Oh,
I don't know if
okay.
it's going to be a name.
Okay.
The enemy.
Oh,
or
here's an
killer.
example of 2. Secret says dead parents, so there's an example of 2
Okay.
potential.
Yeah,
There.
and this one's like the relationship or reputation. So I don't think it's going to be a person's name.
Okay.
Tracks.
Tracks.
And that's going with the oh, we got tied up. Got lassoed, tied up, thrown down on the railroad tracks, run over.
Okay, I was thinking horse tracks, like got run over by a horse.
That's also possible. Dragged by.
It's good we said
by a
both
horse.
out loud, because now if we're good on that, we
Of
have
course.
no idea which
Of
is.
course.
We're so good.
Yeah.
Okay, what was the one we were going to play? Your autopsy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on now.
I'm going to hold on, Tim.
Draw a shape or outline found on the body of the subject.
Okay.
They can then label it with injury scar, object mark, drawing material. So that could give us, like, if it was a train, maybe like some train tracks versus
What does he draw?
any kind of shape or outline found on the body of the subject.
Okay. I'm not sure what you're. I'm not going to sure you're going to find much of a body if it weren't railroad track.
Well, you know, like 2 lines.
I like it.
Or where they were hurt. What do you have anything, one that's worth
This is one of the ones where he can put any of these words wherever he wants. So I assume he writes it on the small cards, and he
Yeah.
can put those wherever he wants. We got hat, vest, skirt, ring, crown, watch, glove, helmet, mask, robe, lipstick, boot. So I'm not sure how many of those will be helpful.
Okay.
Potentially, like,
Probably hat and boots.
if one of these
for a
is
cowboy.
specifically female, maybe lipstick. You know what I mean? To kind of
Fair.
give some rhythm.
Fair.
My other one is the stick figure one.
Okay.
where he has to draw.
Let's throw one of these at him.
Do it.
Which one?
Yeah, one of them.
Do we want to know injuries where they are in the body, or do we want to see what the shape or outline was?
If we're trying to get clarification on this, probably the shape outline.
Okay.
Because the injury is on the body. With this, we have 2 different thoughts for this, and both could kind of be everywhere.
Okay. Impressions on the skin.
Impressions on the skin.
Draw a shape or outline found on the body of the subject. Subject, that's the word I was looking for over here.
Big Tim's a subject.
Yes. He sure is.
He sure is.
Yeah, I think we mentioned this in the first video, but I like how they themed the investigators to actual people, and all of their cards
Yeah.
are related to that
To what they
singular
do
theme.
kind of thing.
So mine's the mortician, so it's all about doing autopsies and seeing physical things on the body. It was kind of cool. Yours is just kind of
A little bit of everything.
thought experiments, maybe.
Like Master of Disguise. And
Yeah,
that, that
which
Sherlock
makes
was
sense
known
for
that.
Sherlock. He's
Letter to
gotta do
Watson.
everything. Yeah,
Thematic to this fake gentleman.
I mean, he's just really
This
wanted to be.
fake gentleman.
Yeah,
I mean, you can go to London and go through his. You can go through 220.
Oh, really?
221B Baker Street.
that's funny.
Yeah.
That's fun.
When I went over to the UK, I started looking at that. I'm like, what? What do you do there? And most of the comments were like, yeah, you buy things. You just go there and buy things. They have
It's a gift shop.
yeah
Yeah. Ooh.
injury. Okay.
Is that on 4, 5, both? Let me clarify a little bit of
Well, I don't think both. I think he has to put. Well, I guess you can put it in
like
between.
You also don't have to. You don't have to if you don't want to commit it to anything. You can just kind of. So it's in between. All right, in between.
Okay, so I think you're right with those being like that.
Yeah.
So it's what, railroad or train?
Listen, this is really far flung. Could those be DeLorean tracks?
Nailed it.
Not only could they be,
I'm pretty sure we just solved it,
Yeah.
guys. This is Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Part 3.
the best one.
It was not. No,
This one.
no, but it was the third best of 3.
That's true. It was nothing wrong with bronze.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine that's a train.
Probably train tracks. But it also has something to do with the cause, which, yeah, you got ran over by.
You got run over by a train.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were
Okay.
some torn fibers.
So we good with this, though?
We are good with those.
All right. If available, investigators may choose an ally ability if you would like.
Well,
Oh, I do this first?
No,
I thought I did.
you do
we
not.
did.
Oh,
we
never
kinda do
mind.
this first.
Why is it above
Yeah.
it, though?
I don't know. But I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, so we have
Yeah.
Leon here. Choose a mini card that has already been played. We have no mini cards out.
Nah.
No, we don't.
Adds a letter to an existing word, clue, or drawing.
Oh.
So, like, if we're wrong on lasso, he can add a letter.
yeah.
For free.
Faux free. He kind of wants to do that. He's reaching for his marker.
So, yeah, we're going to do that one.
Apparently, he wants us to do that. I don't know why he would want us to do that if we already had.
I mean, I feel like it might still be
down.
lasso.
Apparently, we're doing this one.
Maybe it's not lasso.
Well, the other one we can't.
Yeah, we didn't know if we wanted to do this one.
Oh, we keep it, though, don't you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, it looks like it.
I'm gonna look because we haven't played with allies yet.
My assumption was you have two options. The one didn't matter. So
Yeah. Even if it is only one-time use, I'm not mad at that. Even though I'm pretty sure we got it. But so
This ally is a temporary. Oh wait, no. If players score 11 or more, they gain a permanent ally.
wait, we're scoring?
you get 2 points
Yeah.
per card.
What-
You're trying to get 10 or more.
Your book's wide open. What did it say in there about allies? You said
Temporary.
temporary allies.
Yeah.
Two
Okay, they're
random
temporary
temporary allies.
It's temporary and only available for the next case. Okay. But when can I play them? Ally. Yeah. This is the
Well, you're not looking for when you can play them. You're looking for
if the,
did
yeah
it go
Like
away.
is it a
Yeah.
one time.
I would imagine it's a one-time.
that's what I was thinking
Really?
too. Yeah,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
not what I thought. Okay.
because otherwise you can add a letter to a word every time.
Right.
Eventually, you're going to have the word.
Well, I mean, he'll only be adding 3.
Yeah, but if it's a short word,
Sure. Like cut. This guy gets it.
spoilers, bro.
What?
I don't know.
You do it once.
Do you want to play them
I think you
one
get to
time,
use
but
them-
that one doesn't count?
Yeah, that one doesn't count. We had that word.
Yeah.
Cool. Put the book down.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So, do we want to discuss anything else? We've already said some words, so I'm not sure we want to.
No, I mean, I think
Oh, no.
we're thinking a lasso was used.
Yep. We do believe it
Person
is
was dragged to
train
train
tracks.
tracks. and they were
Run
over by
over?
a train.
Do we want to throw some random stuff up here?
Not really yet.
Cowboy. I think we've already said
Cowboy, I
cowboy.
think.
Cowboy.
However, it might not be cowboy because they gave us that word in the pre-thing. I don't think they would have said
I'm
that
thinking it's a
word.
Brokeback Mountain situation. That's the secret. The foe's identity is that other cowboy, his lover.
Is Brokeback Mountain a 2-word?
How amazing.
Oh, it is. It is.
Did we just solve it, Tim? Did we win?
Yeah, I think I'm done with
I
this.
think
good?
we are good.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
well, I didn't think we got to that one yet. And I didn't think we got to either of those yet. We got to the cause.
Okay.
We got train tracks.
Okay.
We got lasso, baby.
So lasso, train, run over, some combination of
Yeah.
those.
and again, the rules
Words.
say, hit by a train and run over by a train. Those are the same thing, basically.
Same thing. Okay, so we have nothing on the identity, on a secret, and on the foe's identity. Cool. We need to refill up / discard. Do you want to discard any of your stuff?
I think I want to get rid of this one because
Should we keep the drawing, the stick figures now? Because we need some people stuff.
yeah, but is the people stuff going to get us an identity?
I don't know. What am I, a scientist? Keeping the title, I still like the title. I think that could help us,
Yeah,
especially
I
now that
like
we
that
have
one
this
too.
figured out.
Yeah,
And what about placing any of those words?
I don't think we need that one.
Even for a 1 cost. Because I am drawing another 3 cost.
Yeah, that's.
Or should I get rid of this one? Or both?
I don't know, man. You live your life.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to get rid of.
The world is your burrito.
I'm going to get rid of both ones.
I got a bunch of cheap cards over here.
Here's a question.
Yes.
Reveal an additional key evidence in the second round.
Yeah.
Is that both round 2? Is that one round 2 and one from round 1?
I would say
or
you get to
round 3?
choose one
Yeah,
that
from
you
round
have.
2.
or round 1. I would
Okay.
say.
Yeah, I think you're just revealing 2 in round 2.
Oh, you think so?
I think you're revealing
Okay.
2 key evidences in round 2.
Right. So round 2, there are 2 options.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just those
I've not
2?
seen that side
Yeah,
of it.
so round 1
yeah.
has 2 options, round 2 has 2
Oh.
options, round 3 has 2 options. What I'm asking is,
key
can I
evidence.
choose one from round 2 and
one
one
from
from
round
round 1 or 3?
I think.
Three, I would say probably
I
not.
would say not 3. I would say 1 and 2. Yes. 3, no.
All right. So do you think we've used torn fibers yet? Was the torn fiber supposed to lead us to this?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. It could also have something to do with secret, maybe. Don't know.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. We get our 6 time back. A governor's pardon. Okay.
Governor's pardon. Interesting. Okay. In other words, 2 of them in round 3 are very helpful, and
Yeah.
the other
Yeah.
ones are not.
Makes sense. And vulture bites. Interesting. A governor's pardon.
Vulture bites.
Yeah, that might just be for like the state the body was in. I'm not sure if that's going to have anything to do with the identity of the seeker or the foe's identity.
Yeah.
All right. I've got invents a question about the case, writing it on the back of this card.
Mm-hmm.
Creates a 3-word title for this case and adds it to the back of the card. Writes any category numbers on a mini card, then places it anywhere. It writes any category numbers on a mini card, then places it anywhere. I mean, these are the category numbers. Why would you want to write those and then place them anywhere?
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
Unless, like, they can write
Oh, you could
number
like point.
4
Yeah.
on the shoulder or something.
Yeah,
Oh, I
exactly.
see. I see.
Kind of
Okay,
thing.
gotcha. And then I've got places this card face down pointing at and the investigator who's doing the best. The lead investigator should choose to point the card at nobody. That's useless.
Yes.
So, okay. That's what I got. So what are you thinking? You have anything that's super cool?
Who's doing the best?
Yeah.
We're all doing so good.
Yeah.
You know?
He pointed at himself.
Oh my gosh. This one asked you to draw a face. With pieces of clothing, accessories. That could be male, female, hopefully changing. The investigator adds up to 3 words to the body diagram chosen from the back of this card. Interesting.
Okay.
Adjective that describes what the subject was like when they were killed or found. This is written on the back of the card. Again, I don't know if that's...
When they're killed or found, I think we got that part figured out.
Yeah.
That seems more this.
This could potentially give us an identity,
Okay.
right? What the subject was like when they were killed or found. It's an adjective, so they could...
Well, considering a governor's pardon, I'm going to throw the word criminal out there.
Yep.
For either of those.
I was going to say that could be either of those.
Really.
It could also be a secret.
Yeah. But that's why I think we just need to limit what we say.
I could add up to 3 words to the body diagram chosen from the back of this card. Sand, cloth, wood, leather, metal, stone, plant, soot, glass, dirt, oil, bone. Not amazing. I like your title card.
Add a title to it for
Yeah,
3 words?
yeah,
Okay. It costs 3.
yeah.
The game is afoot, Tim. The foot is also afoot, Tim. Just put the answers for identity, secret, and foes identity on there.
The case of the...
This is going to be so far over our heads because
Yeah.
it's Tim.
That's true.
He's going to use at least 4 words somehow. We don't know.
Up to 3 words.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You do some hyphen nonsense.
I mean, that's a compound word. That's legal.
And
I'm going to compound your
I
face.
can use words... The only words I can't use are the ones that are underlined.
Yeah. Or like,
Or synonyms or...
yeah, like if the word was banana, you couldn't say plantain kind of thing.
Okay.
Like if they're similar enough.
Those are 2
or if
completely
there's-
different things. Plantains are mini bananas. Oh, no, I see what you did.
Yeah, but plantains aren't mini bananas.
They're mini bananas.
They're
Everybody knows it.
plantains.
Everybody knows it.
They are a banana variety.
Thanks.
Checking out your notes. You're
They're
doing great.
just the answers,
Yeah,
or what we
Yeah.
think the answers are.
yeah.
I don't really have any other notes. See, you erased yours.
I erased mine because it was cowboy.
I mean, what you had down
twists.
was cowboy, which I would have thought would have been at least like a yellow close to it, but no.
I don't think it was cowboy.
Oh, it definitely wasn't cowboy. We said cowboy.
I'm wondering if
Okay, don't tell him.
that might be
Could be.
a thing
Could be.
of some sort.
I feel like, assuming we don't say a lot more words, that might be one to throw out there at the end. All right,
Like
here.
I said, in the information area.
Yeah.
The case of the feuding outlaws. He only chose to use 2 words.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
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 I'm going to throw some.
We're not saying
Yeah,
these.
No.
I don't
understand.
know if this is in the spirit of the game or not. I don't want to say words that Tim can hear. So I'm going to write notes down on my card.
Okay. Uh-huh. Yep. No. I can't see him.
You think?
Maybe.
You think it's that specific?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Okay.
But that's where I'm
No, I agree.
being led
I agree.
with that.
I wasn't sure if it would be that
and
specific.
I don't
though.
know details of that historical.
No, I don't either.
So
I mean, I'm familiar
I
with...
don't know how that relates.
Fair.
I'm assuming again, Torn Fibers is just
Probably.
in with this stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I don't know what this is.
All right. So the next thing we do, we probably should try to do something that could help us with the secret. Not the book, which is just, I think, will it and do it.
This is an interesting little metagame too.
Oh, okay.
Of this
Okay.
is not saying information.
Sure.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What else you got over there?
Not good. We have 3 left. My other 3 is the write a question. Watson writes a question.
I don't hate it. Because, again, mine are going to give bodily details. I don't need bodily details unless you want to go with this
Just to make him draw a face.
to make him draw a face. Or I don't think that's going to be helpful. And I don't think that's going to be helpful. I think my only helpful one at this point is this. And I don't.
Well, if we do that, we have 2 left. So do we have other helpful ones? Or do we do this, which
I think
is
we do.
probably going
I think
to be
we do
helpful?
that.
Okay.
I like that one a lot.
A letter to Watson.
All right.
Tim doesn't like that at all.
Invent a question about the case, writing it on the back of this card. All right.
This is the one that blew the case open in number 2, Tim.
We believe in you.
This was the clue. Make it
That's
happen,
helpful.
Captain.
Oh, no, you said cabin. What if that's...
Oh no! That was not part of the game.
It's also not a real
Sidebar.
It's not
Sidebar.
It's not a real
Is that how it
word.
works?
Can we approach the bench, Your Honor?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is interesting. I, at one point, owned all of these Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective boxes.
Oh, okay.
The first one was so, I'm going to say bad, that I just sold all of them.
Oh, really?
But it was also the one written in the 80s.
Oh.
So there were still mistakes. For whatever reason, they kept reprinting it with the mistakes in. So there were still errata in it, even though I owned a newer version of that.
I had that.
Yeah.
I had the same thing.
And I really wanted to like those games, but you get to the end and it would ask questions like, who's got the ruby? And you're like, I didn't find a ruby. What? What I thought, Sherlock solved this in 4 seconds. Like, yeah, okay. So I was really hoping it was more fun than they were. Maybe some of the later ones potentially could have been, but I just did the first one.
You played through all of the white boxes.
Time Stories?
Time Stories. Was that at all in this vein? I mean, they were puzzle solving, right?
They gamified that too much.
Okay.
And the best one, in my opinion, is the one that comes in the box.
Oh, really?
That was the only one that I remember anything about what happened because it was kind of neat. I was playing with my buddies, and it was kind of neat what happened. And that is like the only thing I still remember from any of those. Now, the new Time Stories, though, were all in their own little box.
Yeah.
So I haven't done any of those.
I haven't done any of the Time Stories.
But
Okay, we've got what illegal info did Big Tim share with the sheriff? Interesting.
Okay.
Snitches get stitches
Okay.
is what I'm hearing.
That is what you're hearing.
I think snitches is one of the words.
Okay. You certainly said it.
What illegal info did Big Tim share with the sheriff? Okay. Okay. So we've got feuding outlaws. There was some illegal information shared with the sheriff. Okay.
Okay. Do we want to strategically throw out some words before we get to the...
Probably. I don't know what strategic words to throw out.
Well, you wrote down 3.
Those were 2.
There was one before that I don't remember what it
words.
was.
It was the word that's on the card.
Oh, that's right. So that's not
So
it.
it's not one of them.
Yeah. Okay.
What illegal info did Big Tim share with the sheriff? Okay. So,
Yep. Big Team had a secret. It was about illegal info. He shared it with the sheriff.
uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what the card says.
Uh-huh.
Just in reverse.
I was just saying it in a different way. You know?
Yeah.
Unlock those juices.
Yeah.
It's all about the juices.
There were 2 outlaws. They were feuding. One
We don't know
snitched
that, we
on
don't know
the
that
other
there
one.
were 2 outlaws. There were outlaws, plural.
Well, feuding.
feuding.
There's somebody that's alive and somebody that killed them. Or somebody that's dead and somebody that killed them. So,
So one of them won.
one snitched on the other. The other guy got mad.
I mean, sure. What did he snitch on?
I don't
Are we
know.
talking
That's what the secret
I'm going to throw out
is.
robbery. Maybe he gave up.
Robbery could be a good thing.
Like they were planning to rob a bank.
okay,
something?
so you think maybe they turned on each other,
Yeah, maybe.
and then that's what started the feud.
Sure.
Okay, I don't hate it. Fits the time.
Any
Could that
other-
also have to do with like they were on a train?
So like a train robbery?
Yeah. I mean, that, like a stagecoach, or it's not train, it's train.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to throw out any identities before? Because we're kind of throwing out what we think a secret might be. Do you want to throw out any identities?
But what would the secret be?
An attempted train robbery? I don't know.
Okay, so they were partners,
Sure.
and so they were outlaw partners, right?
Sure.
They were outlaws because they had robbed a train or something,
Sure.
or they'd done something else illegal.
All right.
Then there was some secret. Did one just turn on the other one, and that's what made them feud?
Oh, that turned into a question. I thought he was making a statement.
No, I'm asking you. Like I'm asking you. There's legal information, or there's two guys.
Yeah.
It's us. We're buddies. We're gonna go
you say so.
rob a train, right?
Yeah. Now we're just talking about weekend plans, but yeah.
But I went to the sheriff
Yeah.
and ratted you out
Sure.
in exchange for a governor's pardon,
Okay. For what crime?
robbing the train.
But you didn't rob the train.
But I'm an outlaw. We're both outlaws.
Okay.
And so I'm getting a pardon for past crimes
Okay.
by setting up this train robbery,
Uh-huh.
telling the sheriff about it to get you arrested
Okay.
in exchange for a governor's pardon.
All right.
Cool.
Let's stop talking.
Then,
Okay. He's going to go with then.
And then
And?
so
Oh, boy.
then,
Uh-huh. Where do you keep the straws? Because you were grasping at them on that.
I'm trying to figure out how that turned into somebody getting lassoed on the tracks.
Snitches get stitches.
Maybe, perhaps.
Yeah.
All right.
I
I'm
think
done.
we stop there and see if we're closer. We're just completely off
we're
base.
way off base.
would you like to use an ally?
They're garbage. So
They're not great right now.
the one we literally still can't use.
Yeah, good point. Well, the other one you really
And
can't
the other
use.
one, we could really confirm that is lasso, but we know that it's lasso. So I don't think we want to use
Okay.
one of those.
You ready?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to put this out.
Okay. Oh. All right. I'll allow it. Close-ish to the foe's identity. and the
This
secret.
confuses me more than anything.
Well-
Like these two, you haven't said the word,
Right.
but you are so adjacent.
So
Based on how you were describing it, I think you may say, "Yeah, you're close enough." I just
And
wanted
this-
to give you
this is
guys
kinda up to you
another.
guys.
I wanted to
Yeah.
give you another round.
yeah. To
To
completely,
try to get to the word.
okay.
But I wanted to let you guys know you're like
To the
right
word.
on top of it.
Of
Okay.
the foe's
Okay.
identity
Okay.
and the secret.
I'm gonna get rid of these 2 1s. And I'm gonna
I might just ditch all of mine. This is not helpful. I'm gonna keep the face one just in case we want to make Tim draw a picture. I don't think there's any reason for that.
And you are correct. I like this.
Yeah, I knew you would.
damn it, Tim. Let's make him draw. That way he'll hate it.
I don't mind drawing.
Oh, okay.
I can say I'm good at it, but
All right. I have now seen all my cards.
I think I have as well.
I like this one.
I mean, that's not terrible.
Circles any of the letters on the back of the card. Up to ones. Oh yeah. It's about all the parts. Yeah,
Irregulars.
that's pretty good. Keep that one. Write a list of 7 objects, people, or creatures on the back of this card. The lead investigator marks each one that the subject has held, touched, or moved recently. Fingerprints found on. So
Okay.
that could be like, it was on a bank vault or something.
Yeah, I'm back to the hat, glove, helmet, mask, rope, lipstick thing. So I've got message from Mycroft. The lead investigator invents an incorrect answer. Wait, choose a category. The lead investigator invents an incorrect answer to it and writes it on the back of the card, crossing it out, and then you place that.
I kind of like that one.
It's only a one. It's elementary.
I like that one a lot.
The lead investigator circles any of the letters on the back of this card up to once each. These spell all or part of an underlined word. And then he also gets to place it. So those are my best one. This one, I can get another temporary ally, which doesn't seem worth it because those two are garbage. And this is the one where he can use any of those crappy words and put it out. So
Read that one.
I'm going to read
I
this
kind of like that one.
Read that one.
The lead investigator uses the back of this card to write the name of a real or fictional person, famous or not, that shares at least one underlined word in common with this case. Place it in the information area. That's not terrible, except that Tim knows, I think, more people than we do, just in
I
general.
can Google him on my phone if I don't know the person.
Yeah, it's certainly in the spirit of the game, especially in 1881. I mean, if you want to do that in these, that's our 6.
I definitely want to do those two. So let's pick one of those and do
Okay.
one first.
All right, message.
Tim, we need a piece of key
Sorry.
evidence.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah, this could blow the whole thing wide
Oh, the
open.
whole case open.
My goodness, what do you think?
I don't know what to write it on. Just write it on. Okay. Oh, that'll work.
I mean, that's what they're double sided.
Yeah. A wanted poster for a gang.
Billy the Kid.
That's a person.
Sure is.
Big Tim.
Big Tim, baby.
A wanted poster for a gang. Okay.
Send one of those.
Tim, a message from Mycroft. Choose a category. The lead investigator invents an incorrect answer to it and writes it on the back of this card, crossing it out. Then you place it near the category.
Or you can just write the category number on it and put it up in information.
Also true.
It's a little crowded over here. Oh boy.
He doesn't like this one at
Didn't
all.
like that one.
He doesn't like this one at
Nope,
all.
Nope.
Oh, and that cost
cost one.
That cost 1.
You did good.
That cost
You did
one.
good.
I don't have an immediate one here.
Sorry, take your time. While Tim's thinking, Josh is going to think of something for us to talk about. Josh?
Names of fish.
Okay.
The old Marshall Erickson
Yeah.
escape.
When all else fails, just quote How I Met Your Mother.
That's
I
right.
like it.
That's right.
Sturgeon. Right?
Am I right? Carp. Salmon.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good stand-up. It is pretty good.
Bass. Am I right?
You're still going.
I know. I got all. I got them all.
You're still going.
Yeah. You still like it? Oh. I just wrote sheriff. Again.
Sheriff for foe's identity.
Foe's identity was the sheriff. So maybe
Mom, I'm going to throw out deputy.
deputy. I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy.
Okay.
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 You think about that. I'll be right back.
Okay.
The foe's identity was not the sheriff.
Right. I mean, we're gonna.
I'm gonna add that part. Yeah. We'll just edit that part out.
You want me to just look in the book, or
I like this game a lot. You like it at all? A little bit.
I don't dislike it.
Okay.
I'll say that.
All right. That's something.
Thank you.
You know. Sanders, go yet?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
I always kind of feel bad for those kids that drop like that.
Especially when they're there.
Yeah.
He has not.
That was like the Brady Quinn draft where he just thonked.
Yeah, he has not gone yet.
Wow. What pick are they on?
27th in the second round.
Ooh.
So pick 59.
Yeah. Ooh.
And it's the Ravens. They won't take him.
Get through the maze there, Tim.
Right? Not the sheriff.
Are you good?
Yep, I think so.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So we know it is not the sheriff.
Not the sheriff.
For the foe. What did Big Tim share with the sheriff? Will. He sold out his
Should we do this one?
person. Yeah.
Lead investigator circles any of the letters on the back of this card up to once each. These spell all or part of the underlined word, and then you place it.
2-time tokens, baby.
So that should help us get.
One of those.
If he doesn't go towards this one, I'd like to think that we're right on deputy.
Fair. Way to seed that into his brain.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd say
good.
it now.
Yeah.
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 All right, so we're gonna have 3 left. Are we thinking you're 3?
I don't know.
Because mine aren't great.
And I don't know how much these are going to help us with those items. Although, maybe the fingerprints would help with the secret.
What does the fingerprints do?
List 7 objects, people, or creatures that they have interacted with recently.
Okay.
It's like fingerprint tracing. That could be kind of neat.
Okay, this is for the secret. Berty.
Birdie.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely Birdie. Like, did you ever play,
I feel pretty stupid
like,
right
did you ever
now.
play Wordle? I've never done it. What I mean is it Birdie?
It could be Birdie.
I don't think that's a word. Trebby, though, that of course is
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tribe spelled wrong.
Did he circle the B by accident?
I don't think so. Birdie.
Byret.
Pirate.
Chireb.
Word. It's good.
Scooby. What was he supposed to do?
He was circling all of the letters, but only once. So there's a chance some of those are repeats.
Oh, but this is an underlined word.
Yes, it's an underlined word. So we really should be able to figure this out.
Yeah.
There's only 5.
There's only 5 words. Did he not do an underlined word? Okay, you good?
Okay.
Just wanted to make sure.
Can we get your thing to write the letters down so I can...
My guess is if we're repeating a letter,
T's,
Or
R's. Well, definitely E, but like there also could be a double consonant somewhere in there.
yeah. So we've got B, E, R, T, Y. I mean, I think it's Birdie.
All right.
This is
the
just going to be us for 10 minutes staring at these 5 letters.
Yeah.
Somebody's like,
Rob.
no, it's pretty easy.
Rob.
There's no O, my man. He could have
Oh.
circled the O.
You could have circled the O.
That's not, yeah, you're not wrong.
Bert from Severance, of course.
Also a quality program.
Solid show. Yeah. Can you write those in a different order?
Yep. I like that it ends with a Y, though, is the thing.
Yeah, I think that's why it doesn't.
How does Trebby? How you feel about Trebby?
Trebby is not any better. Yeah. Okay. No. It's great.
That's what he
It's
asked me.
great.
That's what he asked me to do, Tim. Does one of these just say, "Hey, that clue you got? Which one of these two?"
We still have that one you can
It's
add a letter
closer.
to. Yeah, we can
Oh,
still
yeah,
do
you
that. Add a
do.
letter to it. Yes.
That's at the end, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but like we have the end.
That's
to pitch
true.
It, so
But he's not going to add a letter.
why not?
I mean, these are the letters, so he can give us the second one. Like
An existing word, clue, or drawing.
the lead investigator circles any of the letters on the back of this card up to once each. These spell all or part of the underlined word. So yeah, these can be doubled, but it's not like you're going to add an O or part of an underlined word. These spell all or part of an underlined word. But why would you only spell part of it?
So it is train robbery. Train robbery?
Yeah, but like he could have done the A, the I.
Yeah, maybe
the
he's going
N.
to overwhelm us with letters.
I mean, I feel like considering we have already said it, we would have been like, oh yeah, train robbery. But at the same time, we've said train robbery, and there's still a yellow thing there.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. Okay.
Also, the only one he would have circled then that is exclusively, all of these are exclusively in robbery, except, I mean, T and R could be
R.
train.
Okay. Let's focus on our next clue.
I'm going to focus on this. Oh no,
Oh,
this is part of the T's gone. Yeah, mine are garbage. So what do you got over there?
How many we got left?
3.
Did you spend on that one? You didn't spend for that one. I don't think.
I think you guys have.
Oh, that's
done
the
a
only one we've done?
A 1 and a 2.
Yeah.
Oh, we did a 1 and a
What's
2?
this one?
Oh yeah, we
one
got
and a
one
two.
Oh,
left.
this is an old one.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
A 1 and a
yeah,
2.
We did
you
one
done
and
a
two.
1 and a 2.
So sorry.
You nailed it.
So
this
sorry.
guy.
I like this one.
Then do it.
2.
Am I drawing?
No drawing.
Write your list of 7 objects, people or creatures on the back of this card.
I would say that's.
I
up
could.
to
It took me a while to do 1. Let's give him 7.
Yeah. Good
Well,
on
I give
you.
us all plenty of time. Let's take the next 20 minutes. We'll stare at these letters.
Marks each one that the subject has held,
So
touched.
he left out.
No, you guys write a list. You guys write a list, and then I mark each one that they've held, touched, or moved
Oh.
recently.
Oh. That's
We
hard.
should have started it saying the investigators.
Yeah,
We're gonna
take
these
those
two
back.
'cause that's garbage. We don't want to do work. I mean, I can get us an additional ally, but this one has been a complete miss. So I don't know if another ally is going to work. And it says the investigators may use an additional ally at the end of this round. So that kind of does lead me to believe that maybe they're
Okay.
not one-time use. Because otherwise, those two would both be
Well,
good.
this it says investigators may use 1 ally ability
Okay.
Okay.
once, but it says
So do
once per ally. Maybe that's the once per ally, like 1 time per game.
I think it's
per
one time.
ally.
So this, I mean, that's a crapshoot, and 2 seems pretty expensive for it.
Yeah, but what else are we going to do? We get to use 2 allies then. We know we want to use this one to maybe get.
We
another
already
one
used that
over
one. I don't think we can use it again.
here. We didn't
No, I
use
didn't
that.
No.
Okay.
you're not-
Tim
that's not-
used
you're
it
not
without
done.
our consent.
Fine. Spend 2.
And
All
I
right,
thought
get us
you
another
got,
ally.
Got to use it multiple times.
Here's another ally. The judge, the lead investigator.
That's Tim.
This could be the judge.
We've now said
Thanks,
judge.
Sting. The lead investigator, up to 3 times before the end of the game, can announce the word wrong.
But we don't use that until the end, so that's
We
not...
use that before we give
Okay.
our final.
Tim is going to
presentation.
love
yeah.
yelling
Yeah. You can only do it 3 times.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I like that. That was good. That was good. That was one of those.
We have one left.
Sustained.
Wrong. Yeah, right.
We have one left, so what are your ones?
Objection.
We have one left. What are your ones?
Not worth using. Draw up to 3 symbols of your choice, or we can have him draw a face, which I don't think is going to.
And this is the one where he gets all these words that aren't great, and he can put them places.
okay. 3 symbols. I don't think helps us, unless we wanted to draw like gavel, if we think it might be judge. Right? Like we could draw symbols.
Yeah.
That might relate to
This also has robe on it, though.
Okay.
So if it's judge, he could use robe and potentially other stuff. So if that's all we're using that for, then I say we use this one.
Do it.
All right, Tim. The lead investigator writes and places any of the words on the back of this card on the mat, even multiple times each. There are your words that you can choose from.
You can write them on
You
this.
can write them on
Yeah.
those, yep. And you can either use the side that is pointy or the side that is flippy. It's blank. And you kind of place them wherever
The
you want.
old pointy flippy.
Pointy flippy.
So do we think this is just train robbery? I feel like we said train robbery and he gave us yellow for some reason.
Yeah.
Hat goes on the head. Yeah, we knew that, Tim. What? No, that's anything.
There's a hat on his head, man.
I kind of hope he puts a hat on a hat. Vest. Okay, so that doesn't say judge to me. I think it might be deputy. If it's not sheriff, what's the first thing you think of when you think not sheriff?
He what? Yeah. I was thinking.
I heard what you were thinking.
Okay.
Mask, vest. Interesting.
Mask
Oh my notes!
and a vest. Mask and a vest. Clearly a plague doctor.
Gloves.
Mask, vest, gloves,
Also not a sheriff. I mean, I think that's just bandit, maybe.
bandit.
And the other ones, you can repeat. You could repeat. So, like, if you wanted to literally put a hat on a hat, you could.
He just wants you to put a hat on a hat. Maybe 2 more hats. Just throw a couple more hats on there to make him happy. He's putting another hat on there. Oh, he's put a hat. Oh, yeah.
Ah, this guy has a hat too. Everybody has a hat. Okay, so this one he gave us credit for. Do you remember what we said?
Nah.
Okay.
That was a long time ago.
All right. Because if we guess it correctly while we're just talking,
We get it.
we get it.
Yeah, but we could also just go to our check phase at this point.
We could, but
Well,
did you want to
use
just
your ally?
Yeah. Want to use our allies?
Okay.
While we're talking about I first want to use. We can use 2, right? Because of your ability.
Yes.
I want to use adding a letter to an existing word, clue, or drawing.
Can I circle it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't circle that in the first place.
He's going to have a reason. He'll tell us at the end.
Okay.
Yep. Thank
okay.
you.
All right.
Now I think it's treaty with a B for some reason.
Treaty.
It's a B treaty.
It's the second one. Obviously.
Once each. These spell all or part of an underlined word. All or part. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know why he would only
I
spell
don't
part
know.
when he could do all. But also, again, we have said train robbery prior to him putting both those on. I
Yeah.
think. So I don't think it's train robbery.
A train robber? A train robber is his identity.
Okay, so you're saying that we have. Do you remember what we said for this guy?
Nah.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let's use our second. We want to use our second.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Tim, I'm just going to give you the card.
Okay.
You just read it.
Wrong.
No!
Gotcha. Okay. 3 times before the end of the game.
Okay.
Okay.
Use them judiciously.
Okay.
As
Roll
a judge
do.
would.
Wrong.
I'm going
Got
to
it.
object.
Okay.
But
man.
Yeah.
Say your story again.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay, there
Not a
were
problem.
2
Bandits
bandits.
/
Friends?
robbers, friends. Just say all the words.
And they were outlaws who had done some kind of crime. They were criminals. And they were wanted because they were part of a gang.
Yeah.
They were gang members.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was seeking a governor's pardon. And so he decided to turn on his fellow outlaw by setting up a train robbery and telling...
Wrong.
I don't know if he set up the train
So
robbery.
they were doing a train robbery together.
Wrong.
Oh boy. Okay, so one of them was doing a train robbery.
I mean, I think he already said wrong to train robbery twice.
Yeah.
So guess what? It's not a train robbery.
Yeah, but like like a train. There's definitely a train involved. Okay.
What
Okay.
was the object again? A lasso. Lasso. So I think the guy lassoed the one bandit, Big Tim. Lassoed
Tim.
Big Tim,
Of course.
and then put Big Tim on the train tracks, and then the train murderized
Yeah, of
him.
course.
How?
Ran him over. Ran
Yes.
over the train. Which
Okay.
yeah, that was one of my
You got
notes.
it. You
Yeah.
got it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You nailed like everything. Like, yeah, well, 1 through 6.
Oh.
So what was the
There's
what's,
one word I'm trying to get you to get a number 2.
Okay. And that's this.
I did not, those are the letters. They are all included only once in the word. And the reason why I didn't circle A is because it didn't start with A. And people tend to be drawn. If they know the letter that the word starts with, it's easier to come up with the rest of the word. So what was the first word what was the first letter I circled?
B.
Yeah. So make a word that starts with B out of those letters.
Battery.
It's 1881. And are they all only used once?
All used once.
And this
This-
is the secret. Okay.
But we also were close and kind
you
of said
talked
it.
enough about this.
Okay.
You hit it. And like you used multiple synonyms. I just really wanted to see if you could get the one word. So we've got a robber,
Uh-huh.
a gang member.
Yeah.
They were part of the same gang.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then the gang member, exactly what you
Turned
said.
on him.
Tied
Lassoed,
up Big Tim,
yeah.
put him on the tracks,
Train ran him over.
used a train
Yeah.
to run him over.
We
Okay.
had that. for,
Yeah,
like,
I know. That was the
get-
first
Yeah.
round. First round.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So
So what was the secret?
B-E-A-R-T-Y. Beardy. Starts
So-
with a B. Probably ends in a Y.
Mm-hmm.
So why were these people mad at each other?
Betray.
Yep. There you go. You got it. Big Tim.
Which, yeah, we were really circling around
I know.
the word
You,
that's
yeah,
right.
we were.
you said
Turned against
turned on
him.
him.
Yeah,
Turned on him, and I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to give it to him.
Flipped
Yeah,
on him.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I just want to see if you can kind of get it. So Big Tim was a robber who stole and thieved with a gang of outlaws. The secret was he betrayed his group to the local sheriff in exchange for freedom. A fellow gang member had overheard a conversation he had and suspected him. While out riding, the foe used a lasso to trap Big Tim. He was tied up and left on some tracks, then waited for the next train. When it finally arrived, Big Tim was run over and killed. So it was
Yeah, that'll happen.
robber, betrayed, gang member, lasso, train, run over.
Well done.
You guys too. Very well done. Especially boom. I mean, we nailed it.
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
first
that was
round.
yeah, that was pretty
Yeah.
But the problem, I didn't think about this. Your person is kind of set to do
All
that.
of
So
that.
I had an option. I could have gone up here with this stuff
Gotcha.
Mhm.
and then let you use some of your cards to get.
I
this
didn't realize
later.
how deep into that
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
I thought there would be some variety there,
Yeah.
but no, this is definitely a character for that stuff.
Right.
Mhm.
Not people.
Right. No, that was cool.
Did you
I
enjoy
liked
that,
that
more?
I liked that.
You actually
that was
liked it.
that was fun. Yeah, that was cool.
Wow.
Look at this
Wow.
guy. Look at this
That was a
guy.
180 turn.
Wow.
Yes, this guy did it.
No, I really like this game. I mean,
Yeah.
I know we've only played it the 3 times now, the 2 intros, and this was just
Yeah.
the first of the not intro scenario, but
Yeah.
Right.
it's
No,
very
that was
clever.
fun.
It's very clever.
Yeah, it really is. It's it's kind of a new take on this genre,
Yeah.
and it really works pretty well.
And I mentioned this in the unboxing I put up a while back, but it does the same kind of fun thing you can do in Deception, Murder in Hong Kong,
Oh,
where you
yeah,
just
yeah.
make up stories
Yep.
to go along
Yeah.
with your preconceived notion of,
right.
Yeah.
oh, Tim's got this card. He must
Right.
have done, I think this did. Because, in your story, in your head, you're making a story.
Yeah.
Well, now you're actually making a story for a story
Right.
and trying
Yeah.
to figure out and parse that information,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
and it was neat to, I don't know if you saw this when you were
Yeah.
as lead investigator, it was neat to hear you guys work
Yes.
through
Yes.
and come up with that and then like nail like 4 of the 6 things.
Yeah.
Like you almost have every bit of it. I couldn't get him to stop saying train robbery.
Yeah. Even
He's
when
like,
you
train robbery, I was like, wrong.
the first time you
How
said
about
wrong,
he would do the train robbery?
like,
wrong.
he's already wrong. Train robbery.
He said
He
train
was about to do it a
robbery
third time.
Train robbery again. I'm looking at you going, do I say wrong?
I think it might not be a train robbery, which we should have known, considering those were the only letters he chose. Which is why, and like I said earlier, we had said train robbery at this point, so we were close.
Yeah.
But, I think that's why we were really hanging on to train robbery. But yeah, it
No, that
good
was
time.
fun. That was fun.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
You guys like being on that side?
Yeah, I've liked both sides of this.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think having new characters each time will be fun as well.
Yeah.
And how they interact
Just
with
change
one
it
another.
up a little bit.
You're
I've got-
you're going to be Sherlock every
Until
time.
this guy has to be Sherlock for the lead investigator.
That's true. I don't. I think the first couple cases told you that.
Oh.
I don't know if the rest of them do or not.
I assume
Like
there's
said,
at least one for
okay.
everybody. Maybe?
I haven't looked through them because I didn't want to spoil anything.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, from what I saw flipping through, it was just a couple that here and there where it was like, you have to be this person. I think that was just to kind of nerf their ability for that,
Okay.
or add that ability to the game or whatever.
Right.
So, yeah,
Cool,
I don't
cool.
know. Maybe we'll have episode 3 where Brian gets to be the lead investigator. I don't
Seems
know.
pretty unlikely. I don't think I would like that.
Why?
I have anxiety issues.
Wow. Wow.
I also am not great at stick figures.
They're hard.
I was kidding.
No, they're hard. You get them all out of proportion. They look
I
weird.
was hoping you were going to give me that one.
Yeah. That might have been a good one. This one at least involved more than one guy.
Yeah, right?
So
Yeah, but again, by the time we were going to use that, I don't know how good it would have been for these 3 things.
I was thinking that you might have done it, so I was already like thinking about what I would do, and we actually were going to be able to have 3. I was going to have the suspect talking to the sheriff, and then with that guy behind him.
like in a bush or something.
Tim
You
has a
can't
lot of
tell.
confidence in his stick figure abilities.
Yeah.
Oh
here.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. They look more like people than
we
people do.
can draw vests on the stick figure, right?
No, I don't think that's how that works.
I think you can, I think you can draw anything on the stick figure.
It literally says no. No other objects.
You don't know. Draw up to 3 stick figures of people in any pose or arrangement on the back of this card with no other objects or labels. I told you.
There you go.
This guy's trying to cheat. Oh, man. So that was Here Lies.
It is. Yeah. Here lies Big Tim.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll tell you what got us to here
Uh-huh.
quickly
Uh-huh.
literally was this name and this year.
Yeah,
Because that put me in the mindset of this is Old West.
absolutely. That's why
Torn
I went that's why I went with Torn Fibers
Cowboy.
over Vulture Bites. I was like, okay, if I can get Torn Fibers
Yeah.
down to the rope and the lasso,
Right.
and then this idea of you can put, what was it, the consonants?
Yeah.
And I wanted, so again, same idea. I wanted to have the consonants in order, starting with the
Right.
first letter
Yeah.
of the word, and the less letters,
Right.
the less you have to like put together. Because I was like going to do gang member, because that's big and long. But
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. I was like, how are you going to rearrange that?
Right.
And,
Considering how long
know
this
it's
took
two,
us.
right? And know it's 2 words.
Yeah.
And know some of them are multiple, and so I was like, we'll go the other way.
that's-
Just put LSS and see how that goes.
That's the other thing I like about this. It's the same thing you have to do in code names, where you have to be very particular about how much or how little
Right.
to give.
right, because it was one of those, big long words. I initially went to that.
And on this side,
I was like,
too.
more info is better, and then I was like, no, more info.
And on this side too,
parts.
that's why I was starting to write notes
Right,
because I was like, I don't
exactly.
want to say that word because it might be right, and if
Right.
it is, I don't know.
What were you writing? Outlaw or illegal?
I
or
wrote
something like
wrote Hatfield and McCoy at one point.
Okay,
Well, the first thing you wrote was sheriff.
I wrote sheriff
but then
at
you
one
put it on here.
Yeah.
gotcha.
And we were like, all right, so it's not sheriff.
But I was like, oh, feuding outlaws.
Yeah.
Hatfield McCoy. Are we going down that path here? And I was like, I don't really know the history much of the
Right.
family.
Big Tim Hatfield and or Big Tim McCoy.
Of course. Of course. So yeah.
No, that was cool, man.
Yeah, this is a really neat game. Definitely give this a try if you have the opportunity to. You will not be disappointed, I don't think, especially if you're already prone to liking these kinds of games. I feel like I could bring this out to a very large variety of people, and it would be enjoyable for the people that aren't into the heavier, I want to play 18xx. Yeah, sure, those people probably aren't going to like it,
Yeah,
Tim. But I think this would hit with a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Cool. All right, well, that was Here Lies from DVC Games. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you later.
Bye, everyone.
Catch you next time.